Because I think that today, one of the crucial issues in the decarbonation of our economies is obviously transport. In most industrialized countries, the leading source of emission, and therefore this is a key priority if we want to move towards a low-carbon society. Problem is, transport brings us a lot of social, economic, cultural, or family benefits. And to me, the key question is, how do we reconcile the need to decarbonize the transport industry with the fact that we will need increasing mobility to meet the social, political, cultural challenges of the 21st century. And therefore, I think that there is a crucial issue to address. How can we reconcile the need to decarbonize the transport sector without reducing the mobility offer? There are two things that I like about Transdev. First, their international reach. They're present all over the world, and I think one of the problems that we have when we think about a low-carbon economy is that very often we focus on ourselves, on how to decarbonize our economy. What I like with the global reach of Transdev is that we can have this global take on the decarbonization of the transport sector. That's the thing number one. Thing number two is that Transdev is not just a bus or train or metro company. They operate a wide range of mobility services, and I think the key to decarbonize the transport sector is to combine these different possibilities for mobility, and Transdev as all of them. So to me, Transdev is really one of the key partners to achieve this goal. When I look at the evolution of societies, what I observe is that very often we expect too much of just one partner. Citizens, I think, expect too much of the governments. Governments expect too much of the people. Sometimes companies are considered as foes in the fight against climate change, and yet the solution is in the partnership of these different entities and these different levels of decision making. And therefore, for the Mobility Sphere think tank, I think one of the key assets of the think tank is really to make people work and think together and develop solutions together. Not just governments, not just companies, not just users or citizens, but together. And I think that is really the key asset of the think tank. Well, obviously, the issue of adaptation of mobility to climate risk is extremely important because there are a lot of mobility infrastructure that are located in zones that are extremely at risk of climate impacts. Not only coastal zones, but also other zones where basically the infrastructure itself will be hit badly by climate impacts. But another type of adaptation is what kind of mobilities will we need in the future? Obviously, our living conditions will adapt. Obviously, climate change will have an impact on migration, on the sociological structure of our societies. And therefore, we need to look forward at what kind of mobilities we will need for the future. And to me, that is also one of the aspects of adaptation. It's not just the adaptation of infrastructure and how to make them resilient, even though that's an important part of the problem, but it's also forward thinking as to which mobilities will we need in a world that will get warmer. When I look at the key evolution of societies today, there are obviously a lot of things moving in the right direction. Not fast enough, not hard enough, but still, no one can deny that something is happening within society. I think the problem that we have is that usually the political sphere, the decision maker at the political level are lagging behind the evolution of societies. And I see these evolutions being driven by companies, by municipalities, by also civil society. I feel that today the society is much more ready than politicians think it is. And therefore I think that our challenge with the think tank is also to confront policymakers and to let them know how ready society is, and that we now need from them a kind of political, fiscal, regulatory framework that will allow for all these evolutions to maximize their potential. We're in an open system. where obviously different modes of mobility will need to be combined with each other. And I feel that what the mobility sphere by Transdev can bring to the table is precisely this dialogue, but also the concrete solutions that can directly confront policymakers and to tell them, look, this is what we can do. This is what we are ready for. Now we're just waiting for you. And to me, this is one of the key missions of the mobility sphere by Transdev.